What's happening, guys? Welcome to Let's Talk Comics, and today I want to talk about the DC Vertigo book, American Virgin. This is a book that came out in the early 2000s, around 2005, 2006, something like that. And it is one of the DC Vertigo books. If you're not familiar with Vertigo, they were a imprint of DC Comics for basically stories that DC could put out but didn't take place in the mainstream DC universe. So you would have stories that kind of fell outside of the typical superheroics that DC put out. So you'd have a lot of crime type books, fantasy, some slice of life, that whole type of thing. And American Virgin came out as one of them, and the quick gist of the book is we have Adam here. He is a young celebrity preacher. He has become very popular, and he is basically on a tour. He's like an author, has written books, he does speaking engagements, and part of his, while he's speaking, is he speaks about saving yourself for marriage. And he has a girlfriend, and he incorporates her into his sermons, into his speeches, and talks about him, Adam, and his girlfriend, and their intense feelings they have for each other, and how he's committed to her and she's committed to him, and that's why they're saving themselves until they get married. And he, through certain circumstances, he has a very eccentric, not really eccentric, but his family are not as on the up and up as Adam is. So we get to see some of them, and we get to see the background that Adam comes from. But the real big hook of this book is towards the end of this first issue, Adam finds out that his girlfriend, while on a missionary trip overseas, has been murdered. So now the crux of the book is we have this main character here, and he has been preaching abstinence, saving yourself for the one you love, commitment, and now all of that has been taken away from him. So basically he wants to go to find out what happened to her, and so that is what kind of launches him into the story. Basically, what does he do now that, everything that he has talked about is no longer attainable for him, and so you kind of have a really good look at religion. You have a good look at relationships. You have a good look at sexuality. So it is very much a more intense book than the normal mainline DC books, but it is a very good book. It is the book that I was introduced to Becky Cloonan on. I became a very big fan of her work through this book. But if you're someone who is looking for something that is a little out of the ordinary, and if you like books that, you kind of have a character going on a full-on journey, a full-on arc, highs, lows, and everything in between, then I really recommend American Virgin. It has some very interesting looks and very good conversation and dialogue about religion, about sexuality, and about relationships. So it is definitely a book that has slipped through the cracks over the past handful of years, but still I remember it being a very strong book and enjoying it quite well. So American Virgin, check it out. It's definitely something out there that there's not a lot of other books that are like it. So till next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night, and bye-bye.